The guy says he didn't know the heist had a dress code. He's wearing his Easter clothes. He looks really surprised. He probably feels silly now. The guy screams, "What the hell is that thing?" He sees a rabbit. He says, "I don't care what it is. Kill it." The rabbit runs away. Then someone says, "No need for that." The person says, "Americans, you're the most dependable of your kind. These guys are trying to take some stones. They're not even paying much for them, just 2.5 million. But they're doing it anyway. And now they're in big trouble. They made a bad choice." The man is talking about something really valuable. He says he was the one who offered the price. He's trying to explain why he knows the offer was good. He sounds a little proud. The scene shows a big sword, the Force Edge. It's the weapon of a demon knight named Sparta. The voice says it's funny that a holy place has such a powerful weapon from hell. The person talking says hell is really important in human religion. Bad guy talks to the rabbit. He says the rabbit talks too much. The rabbit says he can take what he wants, but he has to pay someone money. The bad guy says the rabbit will get all the money he deserves. The group stands together at the start of a big change. A powerful evil is coming. They're ready for what's next. The voice says the world is getting bigger, but not for the main character. Character says sorry. Then they say, "So hey, excuse me." It sounds like they're trying to get someone's attention. They might be confused or nervous. A man yells at a woman. He calls her a bad name. She looks angry. She starts to walk away. Ellie just said "goddamn it" and is mad. She's upset because something bad is happening again. She thinks her friend did this on purpose. She's frustrated and maybe a little angry. Dad begs the bad guys to take him instead of his daughter. He sounds scared. The bad guys laugh. One of them points at the girl. The three stooges run out and start fighting. Jackpot. The group finds a big pile of money. They all look happy and excited. They start to argue about who gets to keep it. Skeletor just got shot. He falls down. The guy who shot him says, "Bang." Skeletor isn't scary anymore like he used to be in the 80s. That's the plan. Guy says he's not proud of his job, but he knows what he's doing. He thanks the person for saving their lives. He says that's why they're here, to help. He mentions there have been other bad things happening nearby. His boss asked him to check it out. He asks, "Your boss?" One guy asks another what kind of job he does. The answer is demon hunting. The first guy is surprised. He didn't know they were real. He says those demons are just small ones. Not a big deal. The kid is being cute. They say they should go home. Ellie agrees. They say goodbye to the man. Man stops and shouts. He says it's his baby. The other guy says no. He gets angry and says damn it. The scene starts with music playing. People are dancing and having fun. Someone throws their hands up to the beat. Everyone joins in and moves with the music. The mood is happy and energetic. Okay, let's see. The scene starts with some music playing. It's a catchy song with a beat. People are dancing and moving around. They're all having fun, maybe at a party or a concert. The music makes everyone happy and energetic. They're moving their bodies to the rhythm. Some people are clapping, others are jumping. The mood is upbeat and lively. The song keeps going, and the crowd keeps dancing. It's a fun moment in the movie. Okay, let's see. The scene starts with a bunch of people dancing and having fun. There's music playing, and everyone is moving around. Some people are wearing cool clothes, like big cars and fancy outfits. They're all acting like they're part of a big group, maybe a club or a party. The mood is upbeat and lively. People are shouting and laughing, and there's a lot of energy in the air. It looks like a big celebration. The camera moves around, showing different people and their reactions. Some are dancing, others are just hanging out. The vibe is the music starts playing. It's a fun, upbeat song. People are dancing and moving to the beat. The scene is lively and exciting. Everyone is having a good time. A big bomb went off in Vatican City. Everyone is really scared and upset. A man is seen on video. He has two weird bumps on his back. People don't know who he is or what he did. The buildings look like big wings. People are sad and upset. Everyone wants to know who did this. Some people think the country should stop being the leader in the world, but the country is still the strongest and has a duty to help. The video shows a special suit with wings. It's not a normal US military thing. The person says it's probably Russian tech. The government and big companies control this stuff. They use news to spread their story. The guy is talking to a group of people. He says they should blame the Russians. He thinks they're being really dumb. He says the attack was against God. He says it was done by bad guys who are like demons from hell. He's really angry and upset. The guy says, I don't. Then he talks about something he heard. He says, you hear about this? He thinks he forgot to learn about it in school. He asks Phil, ever heard of a terrorist demon? Phil says, sure, my ex-wife. The guy says the attacks were done by a group that looks really smart and scary. They're like demons who want to hurt people. The guy says, this can't be real. He's upset because some bad guys were already there. Now things are getting worse. He talks about a smart scientist who knows a lot about physics. The president says he's serious. The guy asks how they know for sure what happened. The man talks about demons like they're regular criminals. He says his team checked DNA from the scene. He says demons are like a different kind of human, but from another world. The person talks about another world like our own. They think a common ancestor moved to that world. There, they became stronger and survived a tough place. The person says that tough place is hell. They make sure to say it's not a nice place. In this scene, the group talks about old stories from different cultures. They all mention demons and the underworld. They think these stories are connected. They found a big hole in space that connects two worlds, but this hole has been stopped for a very long time by a strange energy field. The scene shows a scientist talking about strange things happening in a field. He says these strange things can make portals. Portals let small demons come into our world, but the portals aren't strong enough for big demons to come through. He sounds like he's explaining something to someone else. The big demons can't go back. They're stuck on the other side. The doctor is asked, "Who do you work for?" He says he works for Darkcom. Darkcom is a secret group that protects different worlds. They get money from rich people, like the doctor himself. A guy yells, "Sir, you have to see this." He points at a sword. The sword is really cool. It's called the Sword of the Demon Knight Sparta. He says Sparta is interesting. The sword is all he took. The voice says the gates of hell are opening soon. It tells Sapiens they can join the celebration if they want to catch a rabbit. They need to find the hunter. The person is surprised and scared. They say there are demons coming from hell. They're worried about the bad guys they already have. They don't think they can handle this new problem. The doctor says the war is real. It's not about religion anymore. It's science. Hell is real. The big fight is coming. The demon is playing games with us. A man talks to someone on the phone. He gives a clue about what's coming next. We need to guess who this hunter is. It can only be a demon hunter. He tells us to find every demon hunter we can and bring them to him. That's what he says. The guy arrives on time. His usual drink is waiting on the bar. He thanks the bartender. He says he needs it today. Dante shouts at the others. He wants them to run. They start moving fast. Everyone is trying to get away. The other says he's not dead. He's here, alive. The other guy is surprised. He didn't expect to see him again. The character from the demon baby scene is back. They walk into the room slowly. Everyone looks at them with surprise. The mood feels tense and strange. That line is in Latin. It means in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. It's a religious prayer people say at the end of some church services. The guy says amen, and then says he doesn't know anything. He says he just dresses up to trick people. He mentions a rabbit demon. He says maybe he heard something like that before. He talks about it. This guy is a broker for demon hunters and mercenaries. He's a sneaky person who deals with bad guys. He told me about a job for a talking bunny. I didn't think much about it because he's a liar and drinks a lot. Maybe he wasn't telling the truth. If we can prove it, that means the White Rabbit was working in New York. Give me the name. Enzo Ferrino. But people are running through a crowd. Someone shouts, "Move it." A woman trips and falls. Her dress gets caught on something. She yells in pain. People keep moving past her. Okay, let's start. The person is talking about money. They seem upset. They say they'll work for free. The other people don't seem happy with that. They want to talk about paying properly. The guy talks about a white rabbit. He says the rabbit came to his office with a job. The job needed to be done fast. The guy doesn't think it's weird. A big talking rabbit? That's not normal. He says it's like a slow day at work. Some bad guys are making noise on the west side. The rabbit wants them taken care of. The guy is trying to get someone's attention. He doesn't seem happy about it. He mentions a price and forgets to ask a question. He wants a demon hunter named Dante. No one else will do. The kid is sad about his past. His dad isn't there. His mom and brother were killed by demons. The white rabbit told them to find the hunter. The hunter is the same one the rabbit asked for. Dante is a guy with a secret last name. He works as a regular mercenary. The text says he is really good at his job. The rabbit is interested in him. He ran away from 5 different jobs. We don't know why. The guy says he got bored. He wants the amulet. He yells at the person. The person gives him the amulet. The character is dressed like their dead brother. It's a weird choice. They think a creepy baby look would have been better. They're not sure if this costume is a good idea. The character says huh out of surprise. They didn't expect what just happened. They look confused for a moment. Then they start to realize something is wrong. The person is trying to take the necklace. They're not being nice. The speaker is surprised. They can change their shape, but it doesn't help them here. The character says, "And you're the one who doesn't know what you are." Everyone stops and looks at them. They seem confused and upset. The mood gets tense and strange. The guy talks about demons that can't cross over, so they trick people by taking over things, like a toy. He thinks the white rabbit is one of those possessed toys. The guy talks to someone and says he's not just a normal hell guy. He doesn't want to help. The other person says they already know where he is. The first guy says a big rabbit can't hide forever, even in a place full of bad stuff. The other person says something like, "You don't say." So, someone sent a team to find him. They didn't find anyone else. Just one person left. The guy says to ask him about the sword of Sparta. He wants to know what you know about it. Sparta is a big bad demon from long ago. He used to fight with humans against other demons, but then he changed sides and started working for the Devil King. The sword is important because it's connected to his story. The narrator is trying to explain who Sparta really is. Sparta is a really nice guy. He wants to help people. He uses his sword and a magic charm to make a big wall. This wall stops bad guys from coming through. He breaks the charm into 2 parts so it's harder for anyone to find. The guy is really mad. He says the sword is fake. He points at the sword and talks about a special part on it. He thinks the sword is sending out a signal that stops the bad stuff from happening. The amulet looks old, like something from the past, but it's really high-tech. It splits into 2 parts. Each part sends a signal. Sparta's sword can read the signal. If someone puts the 2 parts together, it works. That's how the magic works. The guy puts something into the sword, then the bad stuff stops. No more walls between the worlds. Everything gets connected. He says this is the end of the world. The bad guy will come to our place soon. The group tries their best to fight, but they realize there are more of them than they thought. The bad guys are coming in huge numbers. They don't want to give up. They're ready to fight to the end. The music is really scary. Someone says, "My God, it's worse than I imagined." They see a bunch of monsters. One person gets angry and says, "How much longer do we have to wait before you tell us what's going on?" Another person says their boss is coming soon and will explain everything. The mercenary guy says, "Target? Like just one. That's a lot of guns for one person." He laughs. He says with these odds, you might actually win. Then he says, "And this is the species we're trying to save." He still thinks they should just go in themselves. He says they're trained to take out demons, but this mission needs more force. The agent says they're ready. They want to see who is the strongest in the room. We already know who is the real bad guy. The door opens. Oh no, it's the vice president. No need to say hello. The agent tells them right away. This is the main goal, something very important for the country. The team needs to get this amulet back. They found it on a man who's really dangerous. He's super strong and fights really well. They should use all their weapons to stop him. This guy is called Superman. Dante laughs. The mercenaries laugh too. They don't seem scared of him. They think he's not a big threat. They make fun of him. They joke about his hair dye. They don't take him seriously. The music is loud and fun. People are dancing and moving around. Someone throws their hands up in the air. Everyone starts to follow along. They all jump and move to the beat. The mood is happy and energetic. People are having a good time. The scene starts with a loud song playing. People are dancing and moving around. Some are happy, others are confused. The music makes everyone jump and laugh. The mood is fun and wild. The song ends. The mercenaries laugh. One of them talks. He says to laugh while they can. He says they won't be around much longer. He mentions Dante. He worked with Dante on a job. He says Dante is a really bad guy. He's tougher than any killer he's ever seen. The man is talking about Dante. He says Dante is really tough. He took a lot of hits, but he's still alive. The man says if anyone tries to catch Dante, they'll all die. He grunts and says no money can make up for that. Then someone named Baines says the reward is $500,000. If they bring Dante in alive, they get extra money. The man agrees and says okay. The team says they'll get Dante. They want a regular person to distract him while others go in. The soldier asks why they brought the Boy Scout group here. They don't look like tough soldiers. These soldiers will watch the mission. You have to give them the package. The mission starts at midnight. That's it. A guy with nice eyes is wearing a cap. He tells someone to hold on. He laughs. He asks if the person likes something. The person says no. The agent says what the guy said was right. They aren't soldiers. They are demon hunters. The guy says he is joking. He says it's a lot to believe. Someone comes up and tells them, demons are real, and it's my job to kill them. You're thinking the same thing everyone else is. Why, it's true. Demons are real, and they're super hard to kill. So we made special bullets. These bullets work on humans like normal bullets. But if they hit a demon, the liquid inside explodes right away. It hits their DNA and goes boom. The character says, that's, good to know. They talk about aliens looking like people. The aliens can act really real, but their arms or legs are too long. Their face parts are too far apart. They haven't fully evolved. Their eyes look empty, like there's no soul inside, and they smell bad, like sulfur and cow poop. The music is getting louder and faster. Someone is running and their heart is beating really fast. The sound is really intense and scary. Something bad is about to happen. The music stops. Someone calls the bad guy a devil spawn and says he was really good. They say they trusted him. The person calls him boss and says they didn't even see him move. They praise him as the best fighter in their group. They say they're just trying to protect their world. They agree and say their world is lucky to have him. Soldier is confused about where to go. Baines tells him to enter the room. There are many boring doors and hallways below. Agent is surprised to see Anders. He asks if Anders is the only survivor from the White Rabbit attack. Agent says he watched Anders' mission videos. Anders says it's an honor to work with them. The agent nods and says 10-4. The guys are talking about joining a team. One of them is unsure about the new person. The leader says the person was chosen by God. The new guy is confused and asks where the asset is. He also asks about the menu because he's hungry. The music gets tense and mysterious. Dante opens the door. Enzo calls out. Dante is surprised. Enzo is happy to see him. Enzo says he was worried Dante wasn't there. Dante is relieved. Enzo asks how he's been. Dante is talking to someone. He says he had a bad job. The job was a trick. A demon baby tried to take his necklace. He laughs nervously. Enzo says it wasn't his fault. Enzo says he's not the bad guy. He says he just helped out. He calls the guy who gave him the job the White Rabbit. That guy made the whole plan. Enzo got hypnotized by the White Rabbit's smooth talk. They just wanted to get to the White Rabbit first and split the money. Dante says Enzo only sent him into a trap. Dante got tricked by a demon that looks like a giant rabbit. He paid the fake fee because he thought it was real. Now he's here to get his money back. The guy says he only had to fight a baby to get the cash. Dante's brother shows up later, but he's not really his brother. The demon made him look like him. He looks sad. He is thinking about his brother. He says, "You all right, kid?" He's trying to be nice. He mentions a rule. He'll do any job, even killing demons. He says he doesn't care about the job. They both agree they're okay now. He says he'd do anything for the kid, like take a bullet. Dante gets a little jab in the neck. He says he didn't mean to set the person up. He asks if there are lots of bad guys coming. He laughs. He says he set them up because he was forced to. He says he has another one of those things. He shows it. He tells Dante the bad guys are after the necklace too. He says the government is paying them to get it. He says the necklace goes all the way to the top. Dante says he can't take the necklace. Enzo says just give it to him and he'll take it to the others. Dante says no, he can't. The woman says the necklace is part of their family's history. She tells Dante to take good care of it. She says she needs him to keep it safe forever. She says it's the last thing of hers he has. She won't let anyone take it from her. She says okay, fair enough. Enzo is trying to talk, but his voice sounds shaky. Someone pulls a gun. The music gets really loud and fast. They're all here to get the amulet. Enzo is trying to get the gun. He says drop the gun, but Enzo is struggling. He doesn't think that person is the bad guy. He says of course it's not the guy. Dante laughs. He sees some fire. He asks, who are we shooting at? He yells. There's loud music playing. Enzo is trying to get up. He's hurting. Someone yells at him. He's really upset. He can't move very well. Dante says they're good now. He asks if the joke was needed. Someone says they didn't kill anyone. Dante says he added a challenge. He asks why his family item is so popular. The other person says they wouldn't know. Dante gets mad. He says he works better with music. The song Guerrilla Radio starts playing. The music is loud and crazy. Someone says this guy has good taste in music. The song is playing in the background. It's part of the scene. The scene starts with loud music playing. People are in a big crowd. Some are shouting and moving around. A man looks scared. He tries to run but gets pushed by others. The music gets even louder. People are confused and upset. The situation is getting really chaotic. The song stops. Someone is breathing hard. The music was loud, but now it's quiet. People are looking around, confused. Something bad just happened. He looks surprised. He says, how the fuck? Then he says, don't feel bad. I heal super fast, like a superhero. He grunts a lot. Ken does a big move. The announcer says, you win. Perfect. Then guns start going off. People are shooting at each other. The gunfire is still going on in the background. Agent talks to Pat. He asks if their team is still in trouble. Pat says yes. The agent feels bad for Pat. He says Pat is new and won't get to fight. Pat says his brain is too important to risk. He only came to check the quantum transmitter. The agent says Pat doesn't want to get hurt like him. Pat is surprised. He says the guy is really tough. He fought the White Rabbit and survived. Pat thinks he was just lucky. Dante says something, but it's hard to hear. Pat asks if the guy can heal. The doctor says he doesn't know. Mary says she has a guess. She's going to check it soon. She thinks the guy might be a super soldier. He's wearing a special device on his neck. It stops bad demons from coming into our world. It's kind of weird, right? He just has it on like a necklace. That makes you wonder about Sparta's plan. Oh, and he's not from Sparta. He is from Sparta. Did anyone even read the report I made? Mary says she did. Sparta is a demon who might not be totally bad. He used to be a big, strong warrior. He worked for Mundus, the boss of all the demons. A long time ago, when Earth was still connected to the demon world, Mundus didn't just want to rule the demon world. He wanted to take over Earth and make humans his slaves. Sparta was a demon. He decided to fight back against Mundus. He killed a lot of his own soldiers. He tried to save humans by stopping bad things from coming through. He stayed on Earth to help protect people. He's been super bad at handling problems for a really long time. That's why he's acting like a total loser now. Maybe he's not as strong as everyone thinks. The music gets loud and angry. Dante remembers Arnie. Arnie says there's a big reward for the necklace. Arnie suggests they team up to get the money. Dante agrees to help. He says 50-50 and gets louder. He sounds upset. He groans and says it's not a good deal. He says sorry for the place. He asks if they mind. The music gets loud and angry. The music stops. The guy says he thought the big guy would at least hit someone. He's mad because those guys are bad at their job. The agent says his daughters are all he has. He wanted to join the army. A recruiter told him to fight from home. Mary says it's time and she's going in. She tells the lieutenant to copy that. He asks if she needs help, but she says just get the truck warmed up. Industrial music is playing loudly in the background. Dante grunts. He says it was really close. He thinks it was even closer than he realized. Dante coughs a little. He looks confused. He says the goon squad was a trick. He asks who that girl was. He sounds interested. He says he doesn't care who she is. Enzo says he made a promise and will keep it. He talks to the camera in a mocking way. Someone says, "Hey, lady." The music is fast and loud. What's in that thing? I saw you fight and thought, whoa, what kind of person can take bullets like that? Maybe it's not a person at all. That was a special bullet for demons. It hit you real hard. This guy says you're a demon. He gasps and calls you a hot guy. He says he can't just take off your clothes. He says your blood is special. He never thought he'd see one. He says you're part human and part demon. He asks if you think he's part demon. He says he has the best weapon in the world. Mary grunts and shouts. She seems really upset. She's trying to get someone's attention. The others look scared. This guy is mad at the other one. He says the other one is a demon. He says if the other one knew how many demons he's killed, he'd realize how crazy he sounds. Demons kill each other all the time. Killing and causing trouble is what demons do. The first guy says he's not a demon. He says the other one acts like a demon. He even fights like a demon. The guy is being mean and trying to get the necklace. He says the necklace belongs to him. He gets angry and starts talking louder. The music gets louder too. That line is in Latin. It means in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. It's a religious prayer people say at the end of some church services. The guy says amen and then says he doesn't know anything. He says he just dresses up to trick people. He mentions a rabbit demon. He says maybe he heard something like that before. He talks about it. This guy is a broker for demon hunters and mercenaries. He's a sneaky person who deals with bad guys. He told me about a job for a talking bunny. I didn't think much about it because he's a liar and drinks a lot. Maybe he wasn't telling the truth. If we can prove it, that means the White Rabbit was working in New York. Give me the name. Enzo Ferrino. But people are running through a crowd. Someone shouts, "Move it." A woman trips and falls. Her dress gets caught on something. She yells in pain. People keep moving past her. Okay, let's start. The person is talking about money. They seem upset. They say they'll work for free. The other people don't seem happy with that. They want to talk about paying properly. The guy talks about a white rabbit. He says the rabbit came to his office with a job. The job needed to be done fast. The guy doesn't think it's weird. A big talking rabbit? That's not normal. He says it's like a slow day at work. Some bad guys are making noise on the west side. The rabbit wants them taken care of. The guy is trying to get someone's attention. He doesn't seem happy about it. He mentions a price and forgets to ask a question. He wants a demon hunter named Dante. No one else will do. The kid is sad about his past. His dad isn't there. His mom and brother were killed by demons. The white rabbit told them to find the hunter. The hunter is the same one the rabbit asked for. Dante is a guy with a secret last name. He works as a regular mercenary. The text says he's really good at his job. The rabbit is interested in him. He ran away from 5 different jobs. We don't know why. The guy says he got bored. He wants the amulet. He yells at the person. The person gives him the amulet. The character is dressed like their dead brother. It's a weird choice. They think a creepy baby look would have been better. They're not sure if this costume is a good idea. The character says huh out of surprise. They didn't expect what just happened. They look confused for a moment. Then they start to realize something is wrong. The person is trying to take the necklace. They're not being nice. The speaker is surprised. They can change their shape, but it doesn't help them here. The character says, and you're the one who doesn't know what you are. Everyone stops and looks at them. They seem confused and upset. The mood gets tense and strange. The guy talks about demons that can't cross over, so they trick people by taking over things, like a toy. He thinks the white rabbit is one of those possessed toys. The guy talks to someone and says he's not just a normal hell guy. He doesn't want to help. The other person says they already know where he is. The first guy says a big rabbit can't hide forever, even in a place full of bad stuff. The other person says something like, "You don't say." So, someone sent a team to find him. They didn't find anyone else. Just one person left. The guy says to ask him about the sword of Sparta. He wants to know what you know about it. Sparta is a big bad demon from long ago. He used to fight with humans against other demons, but then he changed sides and started working for the Devil King. The sword is important because it's connected to his story. The narrator is trying to explain who Sparta really is. Sparta is a really nice guy. He wants to help people. He uses his sword and a magic charm to make a big wall. This wall stops bad guys from coming through. He breaks the charm into 2 parts so it's harder for anyone to find. The guy is really mad. He says the sword is fake. He points at the sword and talks about a special part on it. He thinks the sword is sending out a signal that stops the bad stuff from happening. The amulet looks old, like something from the past, but it's really high-tech. It splits into 2 parts. Each part sends a signal. Sparta's sword can read the signal. If someone puts the 2 parts together, it works. That's how the magic works. The guy puts something into the sword, then the bad stuff stops. No more walls between the worlds. Everything gets connected. He says this is the end of the world. The bad guy will come to our place soon. The group tries their best to fight, but they realize there are more of them than they thought. The bad guys are coming in huge numbers. They don't want to give up. They're ready to fight to the end. The demon hunters all have to promise to protect the world. They say they'll fight any monster, even if it's really big or ugly. One hunter says, "I swear to protect," then he stops. He hears something outside. He thinks there's a demon nearby. Mary, did you like the movie? Dad says it's okay, but he's not happy about the shooting. He told her not to watch those action movies. He gives her everything she wants, even though he's worried. John notices a man looking at them. He tells her to walk faster. Mary, I swear to protect the world from monsters. Mary, a big monster shows its face in 3 parts. The guy laughs and says he'll get someone to draw it. He also says he talked to the college. The other guy hasn't been to work in weeks. This man is saying his work was right. He proves his theories about the other world. His daughter doesn't see him anymore. He doesn't see his wife either. He's doing this for them. There are bad things coming into their world. The police can't help. He wants real power to protect his family. He's talking about how his wife used to protect them in the subway. John, I didn't mean that. It doesn't matter what you think of me. All that matters is the strength to fight the bad stuff that's coming. Without that, we're in big trouble. The music is playing loud. People are dancing and moving around. Someone throws their hands up. They start to move in and out. Everyone is following the beat. Some people are laughing and having fun. The song keeps going and everyone keeps dancing. The music is playing loud. People are dancing and moving around. Some are happy, some are confused. Everyone is trying to follow the beat. The crowd is big and energetic. They all want to be part of the action. The music starts playing again. People start moving around. They're all in a hurry. Something big is about to happen. Yo, the guy is mad. He says doing this job breaks some big rules. He says the Geneva Convention only works for people. He is a person, so he thinks it's unfair. He says this job is the 2nd worst he's ever had. He even mentions the Raccoon City job was worse. He's being funny and a little rude. This guy says the tool is useful, but he wishes he had it earlier. The tool is a new one Goldstein made in the lab. It's not ready for real use yet. He also mentions another tool he'll test later. Sentry and King say they're doing fine. They're pretending to be something else. The doctor is excited, and maybe his head will pop because he's so happy. The gadget works exactly how he thought. The thing starts sending a signal. It's part of a special pattern. The amulet has the other part of the pattern. Someone says maybe we should break the thing, but another person says no, we can't break it. The signal is keeping the walls strong. If we break it, we don't know what will happen to the worlds. One of the guys says they could learn a lot from studying this. He mentions quantum computers. Then he says okay, let's just focus on getting back safely. He's been in dangerous situations before. He says the key is not to get scared or stressed. Dante gets a little angry. He says they should just give up. Someone hits him. He yells in pain. He says oh and looks surprised. One person asks about the prisoners. The other says they're being too comfy. The guy is surprised by the flamethrower. He shouts at the lieutenant. He says he didn't know the flamethrower was going to go off. He asks if it comes with the machine. He says he wants one too. He mentions it's for demons. He has a special bomb in his body that explodes if he goes more than a mile away. The bomb should be strong enough to hurt even a demon. Oh man, I can't imagine what you did to a real demon. Don't worry, I'm not questioning your plan, not even a little. You probably have a tough stomach, Anders. I would think you'd be really angry after what the White Rabbit did to your group. I just want to get home. You know, The radio says the signal is changing. Someone is talking on the radio. The person says they're doing well and will be back soon. The leader asks if everything is clear. The person says yes and sounds confident. Vice President Baines is talking to someone on the phone. He says he wants to talk to a prisoner. The person on the line asks if he's serious. Baines says he's interested in this guy named Dante. He mentions he saw some video of Dante from a raid. He says Dante has some cool powers. The person on the phone is surprised and says they regret voting for Baines. Baines says he saw the video and thinks Dante's powers are amazing. Lieutenant Arkham says, I'm part demon. I say she's wrong. I tell her I have powers, like superhero stuff, but I don't think I'm a demon. My mom and brother died because of demons. I say that too. I'm not sure why I'm telling her all this. I just feel like I need to explain myself. Dante's dad is asking him questions. Dante says he doesn't know where his dad is. The guy with the demon blood says Dante has a dark mark on his soul. He says no one is too bad for God to save, but he also says God might still clean that mark. Sir, the guy says you're wasting your time. He doesn't think any demon blood is good enough. Mary, he says your passion is strong, but you need to be smart. He says winning this fight needs more than just human stuff. He reminds you about Dante's power. He thinks if you use that right, it could help a lot. The guy says, do you really think the president would let you use that? He cares more about looking good than doing the right thing. The president just follows what the guy tells him. Someone says God gave them this tool to do his work. The road is closed, so they have to take a different route. He says he'll check it out. That's the problem. The signal changes because of where the other transmitter is. It keeps the pattern matching. So, the other amulet part must be. Okay, let's see. The group stops walking. Someone yells that they got the shot. They tell someone to hurry. The person says they figured out the guy named Hellblood. The guy named Hellblood says he didn't know he was a demon. He says he has half the key to hell on his neck. The other guy says he thinks they got the wrong necklace. He says that's not the real one. He looks at the necklace. He doesn't know what to do. He asks his mom what happened. She says it's just an old family gift. The leader says they must protect the amulet. He sounds serious. They don't have anything left. He asks if anyone else is alive. They say they're safe, but they can't reach the others. One character asks if someone is okay. The person says their leg is stuck. Another person says not anymore. Then someone says fuck in a loud, angry way. The group is confused. They don't know if they're being saved. They ask if anyone would help them. No one answers. One person says they're not being saved. They hand over the rabbit. Someone says they're in charge of this area. The other person doesn't believe them. Dante yells at the demons. He says they made a big mistake. He's ready to fight. The demons are confused and stop moving. The leader asks if people want to give up one by one or all together. He says to end her. He thanks everyone and the US government for helping him get his amulet. He says goodbye to America. He says oh shit because the bullets aren't working. His body is different because of his DNA. He's changing in a new way. Everyone is shocked by what's happening. The king walks into the room. He looks angry. Everyone stops talking. They wait for him to speak. The people are shouting. They want the leader to get on a plane right away. The plane is ready to go. They're trying to keep the leader safe. They're in a hurry. Brother is super angry. He blames the other person for not doing their job. The other person says they tried to fix things but failed. Everyone is upset because they almost got caught. They're worried about what will happen next. The leader is talking to Anders. He asks where Anders' leader is. Anders says hello. The leader says he likes how Anders' face looks now. Anders gets angry. He shouts no. He says he had to do it. He says the bad guy got to his daughters. Now the bad guy will destroy the world. Anders says they all are doomed. He says saving the world isn't helping if he can't save his family. He just used the amulet. He made it work. Everyone is shocked. He did what he needed to do. The doctor has the amulet and the sword. He also has the transmitter and the decoder. He asks why he isn't using them. He wants to open the big hole right now. The bad guy says the doctor is disappointing him. He says the doctor is still missing something important. The doctor realizes he needs a special code to unlock everything. The bad guy says the doctor's brain is good, but it's been used for bad things. Then you see what real freedom is. They try to stop it, but they can't. It's not happening again. No one said the apocalypse would come easy. Rabbit runs away from a big fight. He tries to escape through a crowd. People are scared and running too. The character sees a rabbit. He points at it. He says there's a rabbit. He says his necklace looks like the other person's necklace. He gets surprised. He says he's stronger than he thought. Dad yells, "That's my boy," and waves. Then he runs away quickly. The guy yells, "Bloody hell." He's really upset. He was about to hurt her, but now he's confused. He didn't expect this to happen. The kid says he'll get his mom's phone back. He promises. Then he starts singing a song. The music is sad and slow. A man walks into the scene. He looks angry. The kid starts to panic. He can't breathe. He shouts at the man. The man tells him to follow orders. The kid gets more upset. He's really mad now. The music plays as the person looks really sad. They start hurting themselves. They ask if anyone cares if they die. They feel like they can't see or think straight anymore. They want someone to tell them everything is okay. The song starts playing. The guy talks to his friend. He says he didn't realize he was in trouble. His friend laughs. The guy says he's empty inside. He talks about chaos and bad choices. He's confused and sad. He wishes someone would tell him everything is okay. The guy is trying to climb up the wall. He looks really nervous. He shouts for help. His friend cheers him on. The friend says, "I believe in you." The guy talks to the demon. He asks if demons have to be bad. He wonders if someone who's partly demon, like if their dad was a demon but their mom was human, would have a choice. He thanks the demon for talking. He says the demon is a good listener. Then the music starts playing. The guy yells, "Let it out! Let it out!" He sounds really scared. He can't breathe and says he doesn't care if he hurts himself. The other guy asks if they're okay. They say they are, but only until this crazy beanie baby kills everyone. The guy says he put a tracker on the magic necklace just to be safe. He asks what the necklace is and how far the bad guys are. The answer is almost a mile away. That means something bad is about to happen. Jack is excited. He just won a big prize. The music plays as he dances around. He feels happy and lucky. The demon talks to the hero. He says he needs to push the hero more. The demon thinks the hero is lucky today. Alarms are going off. People are shouting and panicking. There's sad music playing. Sentry says it's impossible. Patriot says they're demon hunters. Getting killed by impossible things is normal, but this time is different. These demons are way stronger. They're type 4, which is super powerful. The rabbit has the sword and the amulet. That's all it needs to destroy the world, but the wall is still there. The rabbit doesn't know the amulet stopped a long time ago. Someone tells him to ask the thing itself. Mary says she had some doubts about the guy. He points his gun and says he was brave to fight the rabbit alone. Mary asks if he can stand. He says yes, but he's a little tired. Someone tells him to sit and wait for help. Another agent says he can take over. That guy got hit by the rabbit's sword, but he's okay now. The main character wants to finish the mission. Suspenseful music plays. Energy starts to crackle. A strange sound happens. Someone says SHH. Then someone gasps. The person says, "If you hadn't saved me, I know." They ask the other person to try harder and not get hurt. They say, "No promises." Okay, so the group is super angry. They want to find that guy who is eating the carrot. The music is playing loud, like a big rock song. Everyone is ready to fight. They're all moving fast, trying to find him. The mood is really intense. The music is playing. People are dancing. Some are happy. Others are just hanging out. The crowd is moving. Everyone is having fun. The beat is strong. People are shaking their bodies. Some are laughing. Others are just enjoying the moment. The music stops. A strange, scary sound starts playing. People around the world are moving fast. Some are raising their hands. Others are putting them down. They're backing away, looking scared. The mood is tense and worried. Dante is groaning. He tells Virgil to keep something safe forever. Virgil says he promises. Dante asks where his part is. He wants his piece now. Virgil asks Dante if he promises to take care of it. Dante says yes. Then Virgil gives Dante his part. Dante says his piece is bigger. Virgil says no and asks to see it. Dante's dad yells at the boys. He says they're being too loud. Dante says he is not sleepy. His dad asks why he's not sleepy. He says his brother is always sleepy. Then the dad asks Dante what story he wants to hear. Dante says he wants to hear about his dad. Your dad is the son of Sparta. White Rabbit laughs. He feels really weird in his head. He says it's a miracle he even feels anything. Enzo, hey, good news, kid. You're still alive. But bad news, we're trapped again. The people here are trying to escape. Baines says Enzo survived the bomb. He talks about how everything is possible with his help. He knows Enzo's voice and face. He even mentions the mattress ads. But then he says Enzo is the vice president. That surprises everyone. The red demon says they're awake. He asks which one is the Human Torch copy and which is the talking leaf blower. He says the leaf blower is obviously the one being rude. Then he tells Agni to watch a video. He says it's a good one. Dante is talking to someone about the hole being too small. He says it's not his fault the humans made it that way. The other person asks Dante if he remembers what they said before. Dante mentions something about his soul being dirty. He says God might still save him, no matter where he came from. The other person says Dante should see that someone must have a plan to save him. Dante says he doesn't respect Mr. Vice, but the guys knew exactly where he was and took his plane easily. Baines says death is still possible for everyone. Agni says no, his death won't happen here. Baines explains God won't let it until his purpose is done. Agni says he gets it. They're on Air Force 2. Someone tells them to watch the screen. The screen shows a scary message. It says, "You're all going to die." Then it says, unless the son of Sparta can save you. The person says, son of a what? The music sounds tense and weird. Someone is laughing in a smug way. The amulet is on the top floor. The rabbit is probably there too. This place is weird for a demon bunny. Did you expect a big underground hole? Maybe. Backup is still 4 minutes away. We can't wait. That thing could combine the sword and amulet and destroy the world anytime. The group runs up the stairs. They tell everyone to stay alert. They're scared because demons are coming. Someone shouts, this is Ninja for HQ. HQ, do you copy? There's a lot of static noise. No one answers. Then a voice says, attention all residents. A bad group called Darkham just came into the building. The king says they are very bad guys. He tells them not to fight, but to let them attack. If anyone is nice or just to them, they will be killed right away. He says goodbye. King is mad. He asks, who else is trapped here? They walked into a big, dangerous place. The mission is still the same. We reach the top floor and grab the amulet. We try to leave as fast as we can. Someone says, we're with you. The music sounds scary. We cut off the phone line. The demon uses really cool tech we haven't seen before. This demon is worse than your normal landlord. The soldier drops to his knees. He looks scared. A big glowing sword hits the ground. The music sounds heavy and sad. Someone shouts fire and the lights go out. He says damn it out loud. He looks really upset. He probably made a bad choice. Things are getting worse. I look around nervously. I see someone coming toward me. I feel scared. I don't know what to do. The person is trying to stop the other from leaving. They say stay with me really fast. The other person says no. Again and again. Everyone is scared and confused. Mary is struggling. She's trying to stop the demon. The demon talks. It says they were brought here by Mary. The demon points a gun at her. It says embrace this. The character is really angry. They're breathing hard like they just ran a race. Their face shows they're mad. They're trying to say something but can't get the words out. The guy grunts in pain. The music is really loud and makes you feel bad. He says shit out of nowhere. It looks like something bad is about to happen. White Rabbit talks to Dante. She says she knows about his demon blood. She asks if he's accepted it. She wonders why someone like him, born from a normal dad and a weak human mom, can do all the cool things he does. She also mentions the amulet that helps stop a big magical problem. This guy is the dad who left the family. He's a big bad demon knight. People are surprised he's their dad. They think he's a hero. One person says, can you believe this guy? Another says, huh. They talk about how this guy is really bad. They say he left without thinking. They think he's a noble person, but they're not sure. They're confused. The dad made a bad choice. He fought a mean boss, then trapped everyone in a cell. He acted like a hero, but was really selfish. The kid is showing he's strong and not like his dad. The guy says sorry and laughs. He says the plane has bombs. His men will blow them soon. Everyone will fall down and get hurt. But he says the hero can use his power to stop it. He thinks the hero will do it. Enzo is laughing and talking to someone. He says his dad was a demon, but Sparta isn't real. It's just a story. The blue demon guy says Sparta is real. They both know the truth because they've lived with the problems from that betrayal. Dante's dad is a demon from way back, 2,000 years ago. He laughs. He says, you think my dad is a demon from 200,000 years ago? He looks at himself. He says he doesn't look old. He says demons age slower than humans. Maybe Sparta is still alive. Dante says he always knew he was part demon. He didn't know for sure. He thought maybe. He couldn't figure it out. Dante is Sparta's son, so that explains why he's on our side. He's a good demon who fought against the bad guys. Rabbit says Dante will use his devil trigger to save everyone. No one knows what a devil trigger is. Everyone is scared because they might die. Dante gasps. He looks really sad. The other guy talks about what happened to his mom and brother. Dante remembers he did nothing to save them. The other guy says he knows all about that. Dante is really upset now. The main character says, I'm not one anymore. Then they start talking about making the audience feel nostalgic. Loud rock music plays. Then the music stops suddenly. Someone coughs. Then they gasp. The music is sad and scary. Someone is coughing. A soldier says, you did this. He sounds angry. He also says, you killed us. The vines are making loud noises. Mary is upset. She yells at her dad. She says, look at what you've done. She doesn't seem happy. She's angry. Mary is screaming. The music gets really loud and scary. She says this isn't real. She thinks the person isn't real. Then she says the person is real. The music keeps getting louder and more crazy. The character whispers, go away. Get out of here. They're scared and don't want to be here. There's no place for them to run. They're stuck and don't know what to do. The rabbit says the demon is behind him. He asks the soldiers to stay calm. He says there are no soldiers soldiers left. The demon killed them. He begs them to hurry. He knocks on the door. The demon opens the door. The demon says no. Mary gasps. The music is really tense. The guy says, "Now, just go and leave us." Then he pulls out a gun. Raucous metal music starts playing. Everyone gets really scared. Agni calls the kid a weak half-breed. He hits the kid with a fireball. The kid turns into a baby. A loud alarm goes off. Agni says the kid's power from Sparta isn't helping. He says the kid's as useless as Agni's boss. Agni says the boss didn't even come to help. The music stops suddenly. Someone shouts, "Watch out for the left." Another person says, "Look on the bright side." They're talking about watching people die. One person says watching their whole family die was hard, but watching these people die should be easy for them. The music starts again, loud and fast. Dante is breathing hard. He swings his sword and makes a loud noise. He growls in pain. Agni laughs and then falls down. Dante's mom talks about his dad being a brave warrior. She says he fought bad guys so they could be free. Dante starts crying and shouting. Agni says, "Huh?" Dante then says, "You're right. I'm like him." The guy says, "Truly remarkable." Well, he looks at something strange. He says, "What is that?" Then he says, "I think this is the devil trigger." He also says, "I think I'm the son of Sparta." He tries to tell someone. Then he says he's ready below the charges. He says, "Yeah." Agni says he'll kill someone first. He snaps his fingers. There's a big explosion. The person gets hurt badly. Loud music plays. Someone gets killed by their own sword. "Brother, that'd be embarrassing. We risked everything to hide you. Now you point a gun at us. You even pointed at our kids." The guy says they don't want anything. They just want to leave. His friend killed the guy's team. The other person says they don't trust the White Rabbit's group. They say the girl is human, not a demon. She thinks all demons are the same. The guy says they needed to escape. He had a way out of Makai, which is called the demon realm or hell. Makai and 1 is talking about how their world is bad. It's not like hell. It's even worse. The place is empty and not good for living. Then the warlords came and messed everything up. Now the air is super bad. Only strong people can breathe it. Makai and 1 says the air is poison. Kids don't live long there. They didn't want to accept that. Mary says it's a weak story and doesn't explain how the big rat got into their world. He made a machine that can take people to this world. A year ago, he gave it to us. Lots of families came because they wanted a better life for their kids. But now we see that this world isn't safe for us. The humans here don't like us and are scared of us. We can't live openly anymore. We have to hide and follow whatever crazy orders he gives. The man is trying to remember something. He looks confused. Mary gasps and says they're just trying to survive. She doesn't trust the bad guy. She says she doesn't know anything because of everything that's happened.